Okay, so Sister Sana says, I get anxious very easily and people notice. Any tips to stay calm? Okay, very good. So, anxiety, right? A lot of the time, anxiety is to do with different situations. So, what you'll find is that there's certain things that will trigger your anxiety, right? So, you might be in a certain situation, and because of that situation, you start to feel anxious, right? And so, what you need to think about is why are you feeling anxious? Like, you need to start to decode your behavior. And, guys, this is like a bit of a tip for you guys generally as well, that if you're facing issues in your life, like try and decode them yourself a little bit. Like, you have an amazing mind. Like, I really believe that even if you're like a child who's very young, or if you're an adult who's like very old, I think your mind is amazing. And I think Allah has given us like let me get this right, unimaginable potential, right? And I think that if you start asking yourself questions, the amazing thing happens is that your brain gives you answers, right? You'll ask yourself a question and your brain will always give you an answer. Now, like we were talking about earlier about doubts, sometimes your brain will give you a bad answer, but the quality of your answer will depend on the quality of your question, right? So when you get anxious, I would start to kind of wonder why I'm getting anxious. I would look at the kind of situations and I'll be like, what is making me feel anxious? Is it making me feel anxious because maybe I have to do something and I'm not prepared for it? One of the reasons people feel anxious about public speaking is because they're not prepared enough. If I said to you, just tell me about, I don't know, tell me about your dad or your mom, right? Like, maybe very easily you can tell me about them. But if I said to you, tell me about quantum physics, you might feel like, oh my God, I don't know anything about quantum physics. What am I going to talk about? So sometimes it's anxiety is due to a lack of preparation. So I would say when you're in these situations, like, try and prepare for the situation, right? So like you said, you get anxious very easily. You need to prepare for the situation and really, really understand, why is it that I'm kind of getting anxious? What can I do to prepare myself so I don't get anxious? What will help me what will help me from being less anxious, right? So just ask yourself questions. Think of times when you were in a situation where you actually felt confident. Okay. So if you think about a time right now that you felt confident, what was that time? Why did you feel confident at that time? I mean, there's got to be 1 second in your life at some point you felt a good level of confidence, right? Why is that? What was it about that situation that made you feel confident, made you feel like, yeah, like I feel confident, right? What belief were you holding at that time? What belief do I need to take and then put into other situations, right? Then the other thing I would say is that, you said people notice as well. Sometimes I would even ask the people, like, what do you mean? Like, they're saying, oh, you look anxious. Okay, why do you think I look anxious? Like, actually play it out and find out what they're talking about, right? But generally, like I'd say, stay calm by actually like preparing for it. I would say stay calm by telling yourself it's okay. There's this book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, right? Which is all about fear and stuff. And the interesting thing in that book is that they have this phrase that they're like, anytime you feel fear, like, say this phrase, right? Just say this phrase to yourself. Okay. So let's kind of pause here. Is there anyone that knows what that phrase is? Okay. So I've said, when it comes to fear, there is a phrase that if you say that phrase, it will basically handle the fear. And this is what they've said in that book: feel the fear and do it anyway. Okay. So you can type it in as well, inshallah, if you want to do that, right? So the sentence that they said is, anytime you're going through a doubt or a fear or some problem or something, just say to yourself, I will handle it. I will handle it. Okay. So this is the phrase that they gave us, right? And when I tried it, I thought that's quite a cool phrase, like, because a lot of the time, like, you're in this situation, feeling anxious, and you're like, but what if this happens? But what if this happens? But what if this happens? Imagine if someone came along and said, don't worry, I'll handle it, right? Like, if someone said that to you, you'd actually feel quite comforted, right? So I thought it was a great phrase. But like most non-Muslim person development, it's missing the most important ingredient, and that is, of course, Allah and divine guidance, right? So for me, I was like, look, who on earth is Muhammad al-Rashid? He's a nobody, right? Like, what do you mean I'll handle it? I can't handle it. There's so many situations I cannot handle. But you know what? Allah can handle it. Allah can handle it, and I don't need to handle it, because when you have Allah, why else would I need anyone else? right? So what I did is I basically said to myself, right, from now on, my phrase when it comes to doubts is Allah will handle it. Okay, Allah will handle it. And I'm saying that once you get to this stage where you're feeling anxious and you start saying to yourself, I feel anxious, but you know what? Allah will handle it. Like that itself will make you feel better, right? And then if you want to add on a dua to that, you want to make dua to Allah at that point, or maybe even before the dua, like these kind of things I think are really, really powerful. So tell yourself Allah will handle it, make dua and stuff. The other thing is that du'as are amazing. You know, there's a du'a to make something easy for you. There's a du'a specifically for ease. So just say the du'a for ease, right? And then there's another one which is a du'a for speaking. Like there's a specific du'a for speaking. So I'm sure that the people that are saying you look like you're anxious, they're probably saying it maybe because of the way you speak. So even saying the du'a of Musa for the way that you speak, that could be very useful as well. So these are all kind of things that will help you to kind of, inshallah, stay calm. And I hope it helps you. May Allah make it easy for you.